What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Deadball TV. We had the 2025 Afcon draw go down yesterday, and in this video, I'm going to be reacting to it. If you guys like videos about African football, make sure you hit subscribe because we will be previewing the Afcon as we roll up closer to the tournament, and I have some other content pieces planned, so stick around. All right, we're about to check out Group A. I'm just looking at the pots, though. RIP to whoever gets Angola as that pot 3. That's all I'm going to say. In Group A, we will have Morocco, I assume, yes, followed by Mali, Zambia, and Comoros. Interesting, okay. Mali is an interesting pot, too. I think when I did the collab with Maher, he said that Mali are the perennial dark horses of the Afcon, and I think that's totally facts. They seem to always make it out of the group. They've been in pretty good form lately, so kind of a tough pot 2. I guess compared to who else the pot 2s could have been, you'll probably take Mali over Cameroon. You know what I'm saying? Burkina Faso, that's tough. DR Congo. Honestly, the pot 2 you want right now, hate to say it. Actually, I don't hate to say it. Tunisia. That's probably the pot 2 that you want right now. Mali, that will be very, very interesting. Comoros and Zambia. Oof. How much upset potential is there in this group, y'all? I feel like Moroccans will be pretty happy with this. Zambia is definitely not the best pot 3 that you could have gotten, but I feel like Morocco will feel okay about that. I know Morocco did the double on Zambia in qualification already. I'm not sure how close both games were. I didn't get to watch, but that'll probably be okay. Zambia did beat Ivory Coast recently. I know that. So maybe there's some mild upset potential here, but I really feel like it's Mali who's going to struggle the most in this group. And Comoros, man, they're just some dogs. I mean, I hope that they do well, but drawing the host, this is going to be tough for him. Moving on to Group B, we have Egypt, South Africa, Angola, Zimbabwe. Okay. We're not playing games anymore here. Egypt, strong favorites for the Afcon. Along with Morocco, you can have more than one favorite. They have been so good recently. South Africa is the team that I thought were cooked after the 2010 World Cup, but they seem to be in a bit of a renaissance. Great performance at the last Afcon, of course. I'm not sure how many impressive wins they have in qualifying. I can look that up. Wow, this is actually insane. I did not realize South Africa were balling out like this. Their last loss was at the Afcon to Nigeria on penalties. Since then, they do have a lot of draws. They haven't really beaten a lot of good teams. Uganda, South Sudan, Congo, teams like that. This just got a little interesting because Angola, I'm so bullish on these guys. I think they're my dark horse pick, at least early dark horse pick for the Afcon. It's a tough group for the Egyptians, man. We know how South Africa knocked out Morocco in the last Afcon. Do they take out another North African giant? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. RIP Zimbabwe, though, man. I don't want to be dismissive of the pot 4s in AFCON because we know it's the craziest tournament that exists in the footballing world, but I'm not sure they have the firepower here to... you know what? They could get third for sure, but if they finish first or second, I mean, everything I thought I knew about African football, I got to throw it away. Moving on to Group C, Nigeria, Tunisia, Uganda, Tanzania. Interesting. So all I remember from this is Tunisia knocking Nigeria out of AFCON in the round of 16 in 2021. I remember I was watching with my good buddy. Terrible game of football. Nobody really did anything. Tunisia have one shot on goal and win. Now, Tunisia currently are bordering on being finished. If Nigeria cannot get revenge for that now, then we need to stop talking about the Super Eagles as much as we do on the internet because, in my opinion, this is a very manageable group for Nigeria. I know Nigeria are not firing like the Egyptians are, the South Africans, or the Moroccans, but, I mean, come on, dude. Your hardest challenge here is Tunisia or maybe a pretty stubborn Uganda side. Like, Uganda aren't terrible, but they don't beat anybody good. Pretty much every good African side they come up against, they lose. So Nigeria, you got to be looking at, 7 points here minimum? They could easily take 9, though. They should be looking for a favorable game in the round of 16. Tanzania is the interesting one here for me because I feel like just how weak the rest of the group is, they could definitely sneak something, man. I mean, why not? In fact, I'm pretty bullish on them to finish either second or third. I really think Tunisia, just the era of the draw merchants, is eventually going to come to an end, and maybe we're going to see that at this Afcon. I mean, they already got grouped in the last one. Is this it, man? Is this it? Is it curtains on Tunisia? Let me know in the comments. Tanzania, I'm picking them to progress from this group, and Uganda, we're just going to have to see. Nigeria, though, very favorable group. If any Nigerians are upset about this, I mean, that just reflects the state of the national team. Group D, we have Senegal, DR Congo. Wow. Fireworks already. Benin and Botswana. Okay, so... Oh, gosh. Okay. What chance do Benin and Botswana have? Let me know in the comments, because if we define group of death as in the top two are just so much better than everybody else and the other teams really don't have a prayer, this is a group of death, right? You have Senegal, who no longer have Aliou Cisse as the manager, but they're still an extremely talented team. And DR Congo, man, they're just come out guns blazing. Such a fun team to watch. Benin, look, they got to fight a little bit in this group. They have a slight chance. Botswana, I feel like they're taking 0. I got to be honest. I'm not really sure what the trap card's going to be, especially playing the Senegalese first. Now, Senegal are 1-0 merchants. I don't expect them to blow the tires off this group. DR Congo could catch them slipping, but it seems like when DR Congo have the opportunity to make a massive statement, it seems like they fall short sometimes. I mean, we saw these guys at the last Afcon pretty much go band for band with the best teams in Africa. I think they played Morocco, who they drew. They beat Egypt on pens. And then they lost to Ivory Coast, the eventual champion, and the host. I think it was 1-0. So Congo were very, very difficult to beat. They don't take a lot of L's. Senegal don't take a lot of L's. Could there be an opportunity for like somebody squeaking through in second on like 3 points even? Maybe 3 draws or 4 points? I don't know. Is this a group of death? Let me know in the comments. Moving on to Group E, we have Algeria, Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea, Sudan. Okay, hold on now. Sudan is a pot 4. That's pretty tough. Equatorial Guinea, the scariest minnow team in all of world football. I mean, nobody wants to play Equatorial Guinea. Algeria, man, they are at risk in this group, I think, of another disappointing Afcon. 3 disappointing Afcons in a row. That's not a prediction. I think under Vladimir Petkovic, they have been better. Things have improved for the national team, but this is not a cakewalk. That's what I'm saying. Like, whenever there's a banana peel in Afcon, somebody inevitably steps on it. And there's 2 banana peels in this group in Sudan and Equatorial Guinea and Burkina Faso. And one of those teams, man, 2 Afcons ago, like these guys are tenured in this competition. I don't know. This is going to be a very exciting group to watch. Just by looking at the profiles of these teams, I would watch all of these games. Like, genuinely, I would definitely watch Equatorial Guinea, Sudan. I'm not sure how this is going to end up. I will do a final predictions video in the future, but in terms of just excitement, oh yeah, man. This group is up there. Let's move on to Group F. How many groups are there in Africa? I don't know. Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Gabon, and Mozambique. Okay, so we got like the French colony derby going down here. Former champions, Ivory Coast, defending champions, I should say, getting Cameroon, Gabon, and Mozambique. Mozambique, they got some good players, but they're not the strongest pot 4 team. That one's okay. Gabon are weird to me because I feel like they should have done better at the last several tournaments they were at. I don't think they're a bad national team, but I think they are, I don't know, they're in a tough place. Are they underperforming or overperforming? I don't know. I don't know enough about the background of Gabonese football. Cameroon as the pot 2. That was the pot 2 that I said nobody wanted. Ivory Coast did not want Cameroon in the group stage. I would love to know the history of this fixture. I kind of want to look, in fact, just to see like how many times has Ivory Coast won versus Cameroon. So I just looked it up. There have been 10 games in the history of this fixture. Ivory Coast have 4 wins, Cameroon have 4 wins, and there's 2 draws. I mean, what more can you ask for in the group stage? 2 of Africa's giants going at it, and they have an identical all-time record. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, this group is fire. This is also kind of deathish here. Like, that's how do you surpass that? I would say of like Which team is more vulnerable, Ivory Coast or Cameroon? Probably Ivory Coast right now, given how they've looked since the Afcon. The question is, does Cameroon like this group? Because there were definitely more feasible options here. If you're from either nation, let me know down below. How do you feel about this group? Are you happy? Did you feel like you got screwed? Gabon, do you have a chance here? I mean, this one, I really don't want to make any predictions now because I just don't know how this one's going to go. But that's the video, guys. That is my reaction to the Afcon groups. Man, we have some juicy fixtures here. Senegal, DR Congo, Ivory Coast, Cameroon in the group stage. Nigeria get revenge against Tunisia. It's going to be a terrible game, but I think the drama there. South Africa, Angola, Egypt. Man, Group B is stacked, dude. I cannot lie. Like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, I'm going to be doing more Afcon content as the tournament rolls up, so don't miss that. Hit subscribe. If you enjoyed my reaction to the groups, drop it a like. Make sure you check us out on social media. Link in the description. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.